Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Studying from Granth Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto. We are preparing for celebrating Sri Krishna Janmashtami on 19th of August. So in that continuation, we are studying from 10th Canto, Childhood Pastimes of Lord Krishna, chapter number 11. And we shall read from text 44 onwards today. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। तम वीक्ष्य विस्मिता बाला, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री प्रहलाद नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। सीता गौ सुंदर की जय, पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। तम वीक्ष्य विस्मिता बाला, सस्मसुः साधु इति, देवाश्च परिसंतुष्टा बभूवः पुष्पवर्षिणः। तं वीक्ष्य विस्मिता बाला, सस्मसुः साधु इति, देवाश्च परिसंतुष्टा बभूवुः पुष्पवर्षिणः। Translation: Upon seeing the dead body of the demon, all the cowherd boys exclaimed, "Well done, Krishna! Very good, very good! Thank you!" In the upper planetary system, all the demigods were pleased, and therefore they showered flowers on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, this is talked about Vatsasura, who came as a calf, in the form of a calf, and entered among the group of other calves. So the Lord Lord Krishna indicated Balaram that here is another demon, and then Uh, then Lord Krishna slowly he went near to Vatsasura, who was in the shape of calf, and he caught hold of his backside feet, leg, also tail. So tail and leg he hold both, and then he twirled the demon's whole body very strongly. Means just started rotating the demon's body, and it was so fast that while Krishna was rotating his body, the demon died. When he passed away, Krishna threw him on top of a kapita tree. The tree fell down along with the demon. Now demon came into his original shape. After he passed away, he came into his original shape. When these cowherd boys, they saw, oh, we thought it is a calf. No, he is the demon. So they were very surprised, and they thanked Krishna, and they congratulated, saying that, well done, Krishna. Very good. Thank you. They are congratulating Krishna. Very good, you have done good job. Kill the demon. And also from the heavenly planets, Devas, they showered flowers on top of Lord. They were all very happy that this deadly demon now has been killed. So after this, what happened? Tau vatsa palakau bhutva sarva lokaika palakau sapratra asau go vatsams charyantau vicheratau. After the killing of the demon, Krishna and Balaram finished their breakfast in the morning, and while continuing to take care of the calves, they wandered here and there. Krishna and Balaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who maintained the entire creation, now took charge of the calves as if cowherd boys. Purport. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chatuskrita. Krishna's daily business here in this material world was to kill the duskritis. This did not hamper his daily affairs, for it was a routine work. While he tended the calves on the bank of river Yamuna, 2 or 3 incidents took place every day, and although these were serious, killing the demons one after another appeared to be his daily routine work. So he described that they are very small, lesser than 5 years. And they are given charge of calves, and they are nicely taking care of the calves. The calves they take with them, and they release the calf. The calves they start drinking water or chewing the grass, and they will start playing. This what was the daily routine. And when they feel tired and it's time for breakfast, they will all sit down and take breakfast. So it is Prabhupada writing that it was routine of Krishna. Every day 2 or 3 demons will come, and he will very naturally kill them. But one of the business of Krishna, Paritranaya sadhuna, vinasaya cha duskritam. So all these demons, he will just kill in the side work. Main thing was, he was giving pleasure to his devotees. All the gopas, he was giving them extreme pleasure. And this Vatsasura was killed before breakfast, because after they killed him, and they washed their hand, and then they took their breakfast. So now we are offering breakfast to the Lord. Before this itself, he has killed Vatsasura. Swam swam vatsapulam sarve paya isyanta ekada gatva jalasayam bhyasam paitva pupurjalam. Translation. One day, all the boys, including Krishna and Balaram, each boy taking his own group of calves, brought the calves to a reservoir of water, desiring to allow them to drink. After the animals drank water, the boys drank water there also. Te tatra darsur bala mahasatvam avastitam tatra sur vajra nirvinnam gireha shringam ivachutam. Right by the reservoir, the boy saw a gigantic body resembling a mountain peak, broken and struck down by a thunderbolt. They were afraid even to see such a huge living being. Savai bako nama mahan asuro baka rupa dika agatya sahasa krishnam tikshna tundo agrasad bali. That great body demon was named Bakasur. He had assumed the body of a duck with a very sharp beak. Having come there, he immediately swallowed Krishna. This is like this ducks will sit in the little shallow place, and then they will. It's like Bako Dhyanam. They look like they are very calm. Nothing is happening, and for a long time they will be standing like this. So they all around the fish. They think that oh, it is some non-moving entity, and they become very casual and they start swimming, and then still that duck will keep watching them. Will not do anything. It will keep on going. It will keep on going, and all the fish will become very comfortable. Suddenly, the big fish will come. The duck is waiting for the big fish only. As soon as he see the big fish, immediately he will catch the big fish. That its meal. Like this Bakasura, his body was so huge. It's mentioned that first they did not realize what is this. They were all in playing mood, and then they suddenly realized, oh, this seems to be some creature, living entity, and they got very scared. And then, but by the time Krishna is also there along with them, and Bakasura, as soon as he saw Krishna, immediately swallowed him. Krishnam Mahabaka Grastam Dashtva Ramadayo Arbhaka Babhur Indriyaniva Vina Pranam Vicheta Saha. When Balram and other boys saw that Krishna had been devoured by the gigantic duck, they became almost unconscious, like senses without life. This is what happened to all the Gopas there. Prabhupada is writing, although Balram can do everything because of intense affection for his brother, he was momentarily bewildered. A similar thing is stated to have happened in connection with Rukmini Harana. The kidnapping of Rukmini. When Krishna, after kidnapping Rukmini, was attacked by all the kings, Rukmini was momentarily bewildered until the Lord took the proper steps. So this is all happening under the Yoga Maya. Lord Balaram is all powerful. For them, these demons are not, nowhere. But still, he is becoming so he's so much lamenting and becomes so bewildered that he's almost falling unconscious because of affection for Lord. All the boys also, they all, as soon as they saw that now Krishna is being devoured, they felt so much separation and they were almost unconscious. What is meaning of Divyam, transcendental? It is bewildering for us that how this can happen, how Lord Balaram can, he is in all knowledge how he can be bewildered. This is a transcendental nature, the mystery of Krishna's pastimes. This is all happening under the influence of Yogamaya. Krishna is saying, Janma karma cha me divyam yoveti tattvata tyakva deham punarjanma naiti. We will go back to God. Tam talu mulam pradahantam agnivat gopala sunam pitaram jagat guru chacharda satyo atirukshakshatam bakas tundena hantum punar abhyapadyata. Krishna, who was the father of Lord Lord Brahma, Krishna, who was the father of Lord Brahma, but who was acting as the son of cowherd man, became like fire, burning the root of the demon's throat. And the demon Bakasura immediately disgorged him. When the demon saw that Krishna, although having been swallowed, was unharmed, he immediately attacked Krishna again with his sharp beak. Purport. Although Krishna is always as soft as lotus, within the throat of Bakasura, he created a burning sensation of being hotter than fire. Although Krishna's whole body is sweeter than sugar candy, Bakasura tasted bitterness and therefore immediately vomited Krishna's cup. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatham mam prapadyante tam tatha bhajamiham. When Krishna is acted as an enemy, he becomes the most intolerable object for the non-devotees, who cannot tolerate Krishna, within or without. Here this is shown by example of Bakasura. So you see how Krishna is going to kill Bakasura. We saw that how he killed Vatsasura. He just silently went near to Vatsasura, caught hold of his backside leg and his tail and rotated him around and threw him. Just by rotating only on, he passed away. And now Bakasura, as soon as he saw Krishna, he swallowed it. But as Krishna is going through his throat, he became very hot, very hot. And for Bakasura, it tasted like it's very bitter. It's like we get to eat something very bitter. So very bitter thing will not be able to swallow. We want also, it will not go down because we're not prepared to swallow that. So immediately we will spit up. Suppose something very hot we drink. Hot water, suppose we drink. Then we will never swallow that. Though we have taken inside, as soon as we feel heat, immediately we will spit out. So like that, Krishna, he as soon as he swallowed him, he felt very hot, burning, and he threw Krishna out. And then he again attacked Krishna with his sharp beak. Now we see how Krishna is going to react. Tam apatantam sa nigraha tandayor dorbhyam bakam kansa sakham satampati pasyatsu balesu dadara lilaya muda baho vidara vad divaukasam. When Krishna, the leader of Vaishnavas, saw that demons Bakasura, the friend of Kamsa, was endeavoring to attack him with his arms. With his arms, he captured the demon by the two halves of the beak. And in the presence of all the cowherd boys, Krishna very easily bifurcated him, as a child splits a blade of virana grass. By thus killing the demon, Krishna very much pleased the denizens of heaven. This is how Krishna killed Bakasura. And he saw that his friends are very much worrying. Then he just hold up the beaks of this Bakasura like this. And then just, it was very big beak. So must be Krishna walked in and then he bifurcated. Just made a two piece out of that. It's like we take a grass and then we bifurcate that. Like that very easily Krishna bifurcated, broke his beak. And then demon was dead. And this was so deadly demon that even the devas were so much scared and they were so much disturbed by it. And they were very happy when this demon was dead. They were very pleased. It's mentioned that Krishna as a leader of Vaishnavas and Bakasura as a friend of Kamsa. तदा बकारिं सूरलोकवासिनः समास्किरन् नन्दनमलिकादिभिः समीदिरे चानक संक समत् संस्तवैस्तद्वीक्ष्य गोपालसुता विसिस्मिरे. Translation: At that time, the celestial denizens of the higher planetary system showered Mallika Puspa, flowers grown in Nandan Kanan, upon Krishna, the enemy of Bakasura. They also congratulated him by sounding celestial kettle drums and conch shells by offering prayers. Seeing this, the coward boys were struck with wonder. It seems that Bakasura was so deadly demon that when he was killed by Krishna, the denizens of heaven, they were extremely pleased, and the best flower in their heavenly gardens, they collected and showered on Krishna. It's mentioned the name of the flower also, Mallika Puspa. Especially it is mentioned in Bhagavatam the name of the flower. It seems that it is the best flower in like Parijata, one of the best flower, and they collected this flower and showered on Krishna, and it must be smelling like nothing. And they all started praying and playing the different kinds of instruments, kettle drum, conch shells, and they were already sincerely offering prayers. And all these things, wonderful scene. These small boys, they are watching. Krishna also like 5 years or lesser, and they're also in his age group only. They all seeing what's happening. They all struck with wonder, from where all these things are happening. Because we'll see that small children also have a tendency to get mesmerized with some sound. There's some sound is there, they get mesmerized. They're saying, oh, what? Who is singing? Who is this thing? What from what? Where this thing's happening? And the flowers being showered. So they're all struck with wonder. They would have never seen this before. First time they're seeing. Muktam Bakasyadupalabhya Balaka Ramadaya Prara Nivendro Ganaha Sthana Gatam Tam Parirabhya Nirvitaha Praniya Vatsan Brajametya Taj Jaguhu. Just as the senses are pacified when consciousness and life return, so when Krishna was freed from this danger, all the boys, including Balarama, thought that their life had been restored. They embraced Krishna in good consciousness. And then they collected their own calves and returned to Brajabhumi, where they declared the incident loudly. Actually, the danger was upon Krishna. Krishna was swallowed. But all the Gopas, including Lord Balaram, feeling that they have lost their life. They have lost their life. Because Krishna was dear to them more than their life. So when Krishna was put into danger, they felt that they are dead. And when Krishna came out successfully, they felt that, oh, they have been saved. That's what naturally these things are happening to them. And they went and all embraced Krishna, feeling very very good, relaxed. They all embraced Krishna in good consciousness. And then it's all now over. Since these things happened, they closed their chapter that day. They collected their cups and went back to the Brajabhumi. today's over, enough. And then they went and whomever they met, and they narrated this. This is what happened. This is what happened. They all mesmerized, and they are just explaining loudly. They are going and telling everyone, whomever they find, they are just telling, this is what happened. Krishna killed this one demon, came first, Baktasura, and as soon as we finished our breakfast, and another demon, Devasista, went to wash our hand, another demon, Bakasura, came. And this is what happened. He swallowed Krishna, and then he, threw him out. And then he was attacking Krishna, and Krishna just, bifurcated his beak, and this demon was dead. For one moment, we thought that we have lost Krishna, but now Krishna was, Krishna killed him. They are very happily and loudly, they are all narrating this to whomever they found. It was the practice of the inhabitants of Brajabhumi to compose poetry about the incidents that occurred in the forest when Krishna performed his different activities of killing the Suras. They would compose all the stories in a poetry or have this done by professional poets, and then they would sing about these incidents. Thus, it is written here that the boys sang very loudly. Prabhupada is listening that they are singing. They are not narrating, they are singing. So we also know that how Mother Yashoda, when she was churning the butter, she was singing the song, all these pastimes. So either they will compose with their talent, or they will get some brahmanas or someone to compose, and they will by heart this and keep singing. That's what is their regular things. They'll keep singing all these pastimes of the Lord, and they'll derive great pleasure. That was their whole thing, and they will keep singing about activities of the Lord. Shrutva tad vishmita gopa gopayas priyadrita petaya gatam ivot sukhyat aikshanta dikshite When the cowherd men and women heard about the killing of Bakasura in the forest, they were very much astonished. Upon seeing Krishna and hearing the story, they received Krishna very eagerly, thinking that Krishna and the other boys had returned from the mouth of death. Thus they looked upon Krishna and the boys with silent eyes, not wanting to turn their eyes aside now that the boys were safe. Because of intense love for Krishna, the cowherd men and women simply remained silent, thinking of how Krishna and the boys had been saved. The cowherd men and women looked upon Krishna and the boys and did not desire to turn their eyes aside. So this Bakasura was very famous demon. All the people knew him. All the devas knew him, and all the Gopas also. They knew this. This is a deadly demon. As soon as they heard Bakasura, they all got very scared by his name only. And it's mentioned that when they saw that these boys have returned safely, after dealing with Bakasura, they were thinking, "Oh, somehow we have no, our boys are safe." They are all very silent. They don't know what was happening. Just by hearing the name Bakasura, that was such kind of terror of Bakasura, such fiery demon. Just by hearing his name, they all fell silent. They were so much surprised to see their children return from the, encountering with Bakasura. Listen that they looked upon Krishna and the boys with silent eyes, not wanting to turn their eyes aside now that the boys were safe. Like when we lose some precious things and we suddenly find that, then we hold to our chest. We try to preserve it, thinking that hereafter we should not lose it again. So like this, they are all felt very silent, and they just want to safeguard their children. To see that all these stories was narrated by all the Gopas and Gopis, they will come to hear this. And Gopis, they will also sing this. Whole day they will be singing. And then they will take this, they will churn the butter and all. While doing all the activities, they will be singing this song. And then they'll go it for selling. When they go it for selling, whomever they meet, they will tell about Krishna. Because that's what they are thinking. Whatever we are thinking, it comes into our talk also. So this is just talking about Krishna. And this will be heard by wives of Brahmanas. Just by hearing this from the Gopis, they will also start thinking about Krishna. Jagannath Baldev Swadha Marani ki jai, Nitai Gaur Sundar ki jai. In this way, Krishna consciousness will spread. And the Brahmanis, they will also become infected with Krishna consciousness, and they will also think when we will be able to meet Krishna. It will become their dream that one day they will be able to see Krishna. And we see that Krishna will fulfill their dream and he will come there. And first, when the food was denied by Brahmanas, then will again send them, Gopas, go and ask these Brahmanis. And these Brahmanis, as soon as they hear name of Krishna, immediately they will rush. Like river rush towards the ocean, they will rush towards the Krishna in the forest. So this is the effect of hearing Krishna Katha. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, we see that how Rukmani Devi, she heard Krishna Katha from Narad Muni, and she became so serious. She had already decided either I will marry Krishna or I will give up my body. And she was so much determined. And then finally, Krishna himself will come and kidnap Rukmani and go away. So this is what is the secret. You just keep hearing about the pastimes of the Lord. Keep hearing about, keep chanting the holy name of the Lord. We don't have to do anything. We'll automatically go back to Krishna. Krishna is telling also, Janma karma cha me divyam yo veti tatvata taktva deham punar janma naiti mamiti soda. It comes back to me. There's a so powerful way to go back to Krishna. And when we are engaged in this way, also we become immune to material sufferings. It's very good, na? Here in this material world, everybody is struggling, suffering, so much worries are there. But when we are engaged in hearing Krishna Katha, chanting the holy name of the Lord, we are becoming immune to the suffering. And after this, we are becoming totally free. We are escaping from this material world and going back to spiritual world. This is such a nice thing. Aho batasya balasya bahavo mitayo abhavan apyasida vipriyam tesam kitam purvayato bhayam. The cowherd man, headed by Nanda Maharaj, began to contemplate. It's very astonishing that although this boy, Krishna, has many times faced many very causes of death, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it was these causes of fear that were killed instead of him. Purport: the coward man innocently thought, because our Krishna is innocent, the cause of death that appeared before him were themselves killed instead of Krishna. This is the greatest grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you see here that this coward man were also not ordinary people. They had complete faith in Lord. And therefore, even all these dangers were taking place, they were sending their children to go to forest. Otherwise, who will send? They were depending on the Lord. Their lifestyle, Vedic lifestyle was like this. Everybody will depend on the Lord and they'll continue with their duties. We see that how Vasudeva and Devaki also, they gave all their children to Kamsa. Just you take this. Whatever there in the prarabdha will happen. Whatever is the plan of the Supreme Lord will happen. So just they gave in the hand of Kamsa, and then one by one, although he killed them, but they always remain dependent on the Lord. That's how we should be. Nothing happens without the sanction of the Lord. Even the blade of grass does not move without his sanction. Everything happens when Lord sanctions directly or indirectly. For his devotees, the Lord is directly involved. Otherwise, it is taken care of by his energies, material nature. So, since it all happens by the sanction, by the supervision, Maya Dhakshena Prakriti, under the direction of the Lord, devotees, they are not worried. They know that whatever will happen is according to the plan of the Lord and it is good for me. Therefore, since they are so much convinced uh, about this, whenever the demons came and Lord Krishna was saved, they will think it is all because of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is directly, my child is so innocent, is so innocent that the Lord himself wants to protect him. And he is protecting him, and this is why all these deadly demons are killed. Not because my child is doing anything, it's because the Lord is killing through him. So this is what is they're thinking is so simple. Just thinking that how it is being saved by Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is very astonishing that although this boy Krishna has many times faced many varied causes of death, by the grace of Supreme Personality of Godhead, it was these causes of fear that were killed instead of him. The cowherd man innocently thought, because our Krishna is innocent, the cause of death that appeared before him were themselves killed instead of Krishna. This is the greatest grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was so simple. They are simply convinced about the grace of the Lord, about the mercy of the Lord. Simply convinced. Though they would have gone through many difficulties, but they all were convinced that Lord is there and He is protecting us. Athapi abhibhavanti enam naiva te ghora darshana jighamsa yainam asadya nasyanti agnau patangavat. Although the cause of death, the Daityas were very fierce, they could not kill this boy Krishna. Rather, because they came to kill innocent boys, as soon as they approached, they themselves were killed, exactly like flies attacking a fire. Purport. Nanda Maharaja innocently thought, perhaps this boy Krishna formerly killed all these demons and therefore in this life they are envious and are attacking him. But Krishna is a fire and they are flies. And in a fight between fire and flies, the fire is always victorious. Fighting is always taking place between the demons and the power of the Supreme Personality. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Anyone who is against the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be killed. Life after life, ordinary living beings are subjected to karma, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always victorious over the demons. So they are not believing anything blindly. They have their rational thinking about this, how this is all happening. So they're thinking, why these demons are attacking to Krishna, though he's a small child? Must be because Krishna had killed them in his previous life. So this is coming back to him. Since he has killed them, so they all become very naturally very envious. Though Krishna is very innocent and lovely child, they are coming back to attack him. This happens, this is the laws of nature. So if we have some account with somebody, comes as a attack us or trouble us, it will all naturally occur. It will not be planned. It's like sometimes a relative starts giving trouble. Just because something in past, there's something happened, we have done some so and so. So the person, as soon as sees us, his whole thing turns around. He becomes so angry. This guy becomes so envious and then tries to do something. So like that, they're thinking because Krishna had previously killed these all demons, so in this life they're naturally very envious of him and they're coming to attack him. But how Krishna is able to kill him? because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is directly protecting it. So whenever they come to kill Krishna, he becomes like fire. And these demons, they are like flies. So when they come inside in contact with Krishna, they all burn away. They are simple logic. The simple logic, they are thinking that because Krishna, by mercy of the Lord, becomes pious and they are like flies, so they all die. This is what is happening. It is because of the Supreme Lord only. Iti nandadayo gopa Krishna Rama kathamuda kurvanto ramamanascha navindan bhava vedanam. In this way, all the cowherd men, headed by Nanda Maharaj, enjoyed topics about pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great transcendental pleasure, and they could not even perceive material tribulation. Here it is interesting about the results of studying or discussing the Krishna Leelas that appears in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhyo hidi abhutyate atra kitibhi susubhis tachanat. Bhagavatam 1.1.2. Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda in Vrindavan appeared like ordinary persons of this material world, but they never felt the tribulations of this world, although they sometimes met many dangerous situations created by the demons. This is a practical example. If we follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj and the Gopas, we can all be happy simply by discussing the activities of Krishna. Anarthopasamam sakshat bhakti yogam adokchaje lokasyankyato vidvam chakre sattvata samhita 1.7.6 Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva has given this literature so that everyone may understand one's transcendental position simply by discussing Bhagavad Katha. Even at the present moment, everyone everywhere can be happy and freed from material tribulations by following Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no need of austerities and finances, which in this age are very difficult to perform. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore declared, Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. By our Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam so that everyone in any part of the world can be absorbed in the Krishna consciousness movement by chanting and hearing about the activities of Krishna and be free from all material tribulations. Evam vihare kaumaram jahatur braje nilayane setu bandhair markatopalavanaadhihi. Translation: in this way, Krishna and Balaram passed their childhood age in Brajabhumi by engaging in activities of childish play such as playing hide and seek, constructing a make-believe bridge on the ocean, and jumping here and there like monkeys. The saints, the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 10th Canto, 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna. So it is described that how Krishna, he passed his childhood. So they were so happily playing different types of games. Just like small children, they are always engaged in playing something. And then these demons were coming and attacking, and they were all, Krishna were killing them very easily. In this way, he was removing the burden of Mother Earth. So it is explained here that just by hearing this or reading this pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam or from devotees, we become immune to material sufferings. Sufferings will be there, but that will not affect us. We will become detached, like a dried coconut will become detached from this material world, and we will be attached with the spiritual world. Though we are living here, and we will experience greater joy while being here, freed from any types of material dangers, just by hearing Krishna Katha. This is the potency of hearing Krishna Katha. If you want to be happy, Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So that's how what's happened. When we chanting Hare Krishna, we become spiritually situated. We come to the transcendental position. Above three modes. When we are in the three modes only, we are experiencing this material tribulations, miseries, all tamo guna, rajo guna, sattva guna. But when we are hearing Krishna Katha, we situate ourselves above this. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Patit Panska Prabhupada ki jai.